All right, guys, today's session is on trial closes. It's a very important part of the deal for me, guys. A trial close is all about question asking um, and then basically testing what's going to get them to commit later before you summary close. Now, you can't do a summary close without a trial close, so I'm going to do them both together today. So, a trial close, you may remember in the first meeting, I went through it briefly. It's basically a line of questioning that leads to an outcome which has the client commit that if I were to be able to do this, then you'd be in a position to proceed, yes? Or it ends with a finite conclusion that they want me to do something. It's very important. So let's go standard car sale, house sales. You wish to buy a house? Yes, you do. What kind of house would you wish to buy? 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2-car garage. What area? Blacktown area. How much would you be willing to spend? $600,000. So Mr. and Mrs. Client, if I got you that property now, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2-car garage for $600,000, would you in a position to proceed now? No, I won't be, Mr. Peter, because I don't have a deposit. So Mr. and Mrs. Client, I may not have properties that can provide deposits in that regard, but if I were to provide you a property within 15 kilometers of Blacktown that meets your price point with a deposit, would you be in a position to proceed with that? Yes, I would. So that's a trial close. That's one trial close. Now, in financial planning, I always had a rule that 5 trial closes guarantees the deals, and I still believe in that today. 3 trial closes basically gets us a step in the right direction, because what we have here, what our service is, most clients are coming in already wanting. So 3 is sufficient, but if you can get 5, all the better for it. It kind of guarantees it. But if you have to push for 5, you're going to piss off the clients, right? So Mr. and Mrs. Client, that's the trial close. The trial close is, would you be in a position to do it? Yes, I would. Okay. Now you go to do the summary close. Mr. and Mrs. Client, and then I present the summary close. What I'm going to do is summarize everything that you've asked of me and just see if I've missed anything. Is that okay, Mr. and Mrs. Client? Yes, it is. Mr. and Mrs. Client, you told me that initially you wish to purchase a 3-bedroom house in Blacktown, 2 bathrooms, 2-car garage. But you said even if I provided that, you weren't in a position to proceed because you didn't have a deposit and you didn't have the means of getting finance without a deposit as well. Is that correct? Yes. You mentioned that purchasing a property is very important for you, and you're not really willing to wait the average 10 years the average Australian would. So you mentioned to me that if I was able to buy a property, if I was able to provide you the property within your price point, 15 kilometers of Blacktown, and provide you the deposit finance and assist you in other finance, that you would be in a position to proceed. Is that correct? Yes. So, Mr. McClellan, you told me you wanted this. Is that correct? Yes. You told me because of this, you felt this was important. Is that correct? Yes. And you said, if I provided this, then you would have been in a position to proceed. Is that correct? Yes. So I'm going to provide that. Are you in a position to proceed? Are you in a position to proceed? Yes. All right. A sale is not a sale, guys, if you tell the clients what they want. Really, guys, our job is quite useless if you think about it. Our job is to just get clients to tell us what they want. And it's complicated, right? Because sometimes what they want is they can't afford, right? So it's about understanding what they want, getting to understand it from their mouth what they want within their means. If you say, no, you can't afford a place in Blacktown, but I can get you one in Jordan Springs, which is half an hour away, right? Is that okay? Oh, yeah, it's fine. Really, they're not committed to it. But if I was in a position to provide you one within kilometers, would you still be willing to proceed? Yes, I would. From their mouth, they have said, I will be willing to proceed, right? Because they've said to you from their mouth, what stopped you? I've got no deposit, right? So they've said, now they've created their own level of expectation of what they're able to achieve. So with those questions, you basically get to the point where there's a finite conclusion that they need your help. They've already established what they're capable of achieving by answering the questions in the way you've presented them. If I were able to get you that property, would you be in a position to proceed? No, I wouldn't, because I don't have a deposit. Okay, I don't have a deposit at that place, but if we were to provide you one within 15 kilometers of that region, would you be in a position to proceed with the deposit provided? Yes, I would. They've said I can't afford it, what I want. then I have to deal with the second, right? But what's important in the trial close is simple, guys. Don't put words in their mouth. Ask them questions. Open-ended questions, followed by, alternate choice close if you have to. But the main important reason of a trial close to be successful has to come to a finite conclusion that there's something that you can provide, you can add value to, and it has to be something they want. Because the summary close has to go, you said you wanted this. You told me you wanted this because of X, Y, Z. Is that correct? Right? The summary close relies on the trial close being good. If the trial close is rubbish, if it hasn't given a finite solution that you're involved in, then why do they need you? Right? Why are you in the picture if you haven't told them what you're going to do or what you're going to try to do? Right? It has to have a finite conclusion and end of it. Otherwise, you're going to waste your time and theirs. And with the summary close, I'm going to finish off with it because normally I was going to do 2 videos on it, but I'm just going to finish it off this way. You have your 3 trial closes. Now, after you've gone, talked through, blah, 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 stop, Mr. and Mrs. Client, you're going to slow it down. What I want to do is summarize everything that you wanted from me. I'm going to go through step by step what you asked of me. I just want you to confirm if that's correct. Is that okay? Yeah. So Mr. and Mrs., because I just want to make sure I don't want to miss anything, right? You have to justify why you're going to ask us. Then I'll slow it down. So Mr. and Mrs. Client. Peter, Amanda, you told me you wanted this. Is that correct? Yes. Nice and slow. You told me you wanted this because of this. Is that correct? Yes. You also said you wanted this, and you told me if you got this for this, you would be in a reason to get this. Yes. You told me you wanted this. Yes. Now, after I finish those 3 questions, those 3 trial closes, I've summarized them. Peter, have I missed anything? No, you haven't. When they say no, you haven't, that basically says you've given me everything I want, Peter. All right? If they give you more, then I want you to do the whole process all over again. Ask the question, go summarize everything again. Never just put the last point and go, okay, now do you want to proceed, right? Summarize the whole thing. Have I missed anything? No. So based on those requirements, do you want me to proceed and actually start my research to see if I can get you these things? Yes. So based on everything you asked me to do you want me to go see if I can start doing it? All right, these are the packages. Start filling out the paperwork. And the day Mr. Client, we proceed with these things. We'll do an assessment. If we can't do what we're going to do, we give you a full refund. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. All right, so trial close, summary close. Very, very important pieces of the equation. Thank you, guys.